We also have with us political analyst Ross Darrell Feingold. He's joining us live from Taipei. Hi, Mr. Feingold. Now, the elections in Taiwan is being closely watched by US and China. Talk to us as to why the Taiwan elections are significant for the world and what is at stake this time.
Really, what makes this election something that the world is looking at is the possibility of war. China has not renounced the use of force to bring Taiwan under its sovereignty, and they've made very clear that they retain that option to use force. So the potential for a war over Taiwan is something that, again, it attracts global attention, not only because of supply chain type of issues or that Taiwan manufactures most of the advanced semiconductors that are used in all sorts of gadgets from consumer electronics to cloud computing servers, but just the fact that a war could be so catastrophic as we've seen with other wars, whether that's Ukraine, Russia, or currently in the Middle East and Gaza Strip. So I think people around the world are just frightened about the possibility that there could actually be a war where I'm speaking from.
Mr. Feingold, you speak of how there's a fear of war that looms over in Taiwan. Clearly, the high-stakes election in the island carries an outsized importance. Talk to us about the election in Taiwan today. How will that have an impact on the global and regional dynamics in the South China Sea?
Well, globally, again, people are looking at this election because of Taiwan's role in the technology supply chain and just the possibility of another large war breaking out. Regionally, that's a great question because Japan and Australia, they have good relations with Taiwan. But ASEAN countries are really very interesting because they don't want to take sides in U.S.-China disputes or China-Taiwan disputes. So we typically see from most of the ASEAN members that they support what's called a one China policy. They're very vocal in opposing Taiwan's independence. And they don't want to take sides in the great power competition between the United States and China. Although the outgoing government in Taiwan has made a lot of effort to improve relations with ASEAN countries, most of those countries, they want to have a lot of trade with Taiwan, but they don't want to support Taiwan politically.
Well, Mr. Feingold, last question to you. Let's talk about the voter sentiment here. What are the concerns for the voters this time around? Is the question of China dominating all the other concerns of the voters?
That's a great question. And actually, the answer is no. China does not dominate the concerns of every single voter here in Taiwan. Just like in any democracy that has elections, people here in Taiwan are concerned about economic issues. They're concerned about really slow wage growth, high inflation, the cost of raising children, the cost of housing. So for a lot of voters, China is not the #1 issue. It's actually economic issues and how the economy affects them personally. That is the driver for their voting decision. And also, I think voters want transparency and honesty in government. And they want to know that the next person to be president for the upcoming 4 years is going to be an honest president.
Well, Mr. Feingold, thanks very much for joining us here on WION and sharing your insights with us. We'll, of course, be tracking the Taiwan polls very closely here on WION.
Thank you.